Hello all, once again, Keta Kosman, publisher of Madison's Lumber Reporter, here to talk about the latest U.S. housing market data and relate what is happening with lumber prices. The statistics that came out last week on home sales and home prices in the U.S. are up quite a bit. It's showing a little bit of a decrease in January 2021 compared to December 2020, probably due to the weather, a lot of storms, and that's normal. But the comparison to January 2020, the home sales are up by more than 10%. House prices are also up quite a bit. This is putting pressure on the supply of lumber products. Last year, around the middle of the year, when lumber prices really soared much more to levels that have never been seen before, it's because a lot of the producers were caught off guard. There was a slowdown in production from the restrictions for the COVID social distancing requirements. The border with Canada, US was closed for a little while. And then when the lockdown was eased, the manufacturers were, it took a little while to put in the social distancing for safety measures. And at the same time, the housing in the US was just nonstop. So the momentum of that carrying forward is continuing to keep the lumber prices high. A little bit unexpected that the benchmark lumber commodity, Western spruce pine fir 2x4 number 2 and better, is selling at above $1,000 US per 1,000 board feet, when 1 year ago, it was $443, and that was kind of a good price, a little bit high. When the market is low, that benchmark item has sold for $300 per 1,000 board feet. These are wholesaler prices, or even less. So there's no blue sky. Lumber prices can't just continue increasing forever. It's all based on the demand for U.S. home building, driven by very hot U.S. home sales. So generally speaking, now that we've passed the $1,000 mark on WSPF 2x4, I wouldn't expect this price to really go much higher, but I don't really think it's going to go much lower either, at least for a while. The demographics and the statistics on the housing market in the US show this is going to carry forward through the rest of this year, 2021. And a lot of people are saying even into next year, to the end of next year, 2022. There are some fundamental push in demand that looks like it could last for 24 months. So we'll see about that, but let's just have a look at some of the data published by Madison's Lumber Reporter in relation to the housing market in the US, and let's see how much of an impact in the short term compared to the trend historically over the past year and over the past 2 years. Okay, so housing starts for January were down slightly, which is not unusual given the time of year. However, permits that were issued are up 10% for total housing and up 4% for single-family housing. Single-family home building uses a lot more wood and is a larger proportion of total housing starts. That's the gray line on the graph that you're looking at right now. We'll see, but if lumber prices are any indication, starts will be up in another couple of months. And lumber prices up this week compared to the week before, and up compared to 1 month ago. Normally it's a slow time of the year, but we've had a lot of activity in lumber sales for expected home building upcoming in the spring of 2021. So you can see especially in the past 6 months, past year and a half, pretty good correlation between what the lumber prices are doing and what is happening with US housing. Uh, my lumber price data comes out once a week, and the housing starts data, the home sales, house prices come out once a month for the previous month or the previous 2 months ago. So anyone who's interested to know what they think is going to happen with housing going forward, simply subscribe to Madison's Lumber Reporter at madisonsreport.com, and you will see the full list of 450 individual softwood lumber and panel, OSB and plywood prices every week, first thing on Friday morning, and the market commentary that goes along with that, discussing what is the sawmill order file, how are the inventories, what's happening with transportation, whether there are delays or whether there is more supply coming online sooner or later. And then you don't have to wait a week or two or a month to see my reports that I put on the website.